Hey y'all, welcome back. It's Missy. Thanks for joining me again for another process video. This one is for a Flair for buttons, and I'm scrapping this picture of me from last summer in Las Vegas. It was our first day there, and I found myself a fruity beverage to drink, and I took it up to the hotel room and took a picture with the skyscrapers and all the hotels behind me, but you can't really see that because the sun was shining in. But anyway, these are some of the Flair buttons that I'm going to be using. I don't use all of them, but I was inspired by that one. It's a little lemonade fruity drink Flair button, and I've been wanting to use it for a while, and I finally found the perfect picture to use with that. So I'm going to use that as one of my Flair buttons on this layout. And I'm using the American Crafts Dear Lizzie Fine and Dandy collection. It's one of the new ones from American Crafts, and this layout is going to have a lot of wetness on it. So I started out with clear gesso on my pattern paper there, and it's pretty neutral. It's very light gray and white stripes, so it's not very busy at all. But I do a couple of different things here, and I'm starting out with gelatos, and that's a metallic gelato. It's like a metallic mint color. I recently found a 12-pack of metallic gelatos in Michael's, and wouldn't you know, I had a 50% off coupon in my purse. And so yes, I got those babies immediately and brought them home and could not wait to use them. So they're so pretty. They're very sparkly, and they leave a shimmer to them. Oh, if you don't have the metallics, you are missing out. You got to get some. I love them. So that left a really light mint color, or teal color, I guess you could say. It's kind of a mint teal, in the same kind of color family there. And then I just broke into my watercolors here, and I'm adding in some yellow. And I spend a lot of time on this background. I wanted it to be very watery and very just blended, but I didn't want the colors, you know, to blend together and make a dirty mess. So off camera I did a lot of heat gun work where I dried it like right then. So I dried that. I wanted it to be officially dry before I went in and added pink, because if you add all these colors together, it's probably going to be a yucky color, and I wanted each of the colors to show through. And so when I'm adding the pink here, I just kind of splattered it down, and I'm just taking my brush and kind of making little watercolor smudges there. And I'm taking my napkin and I'm, you know, rolling it between my fingers and making little points for the little bitty splatters there, and that helps a lot for me anyway, for this look, is light dabbing with a napkin. So I'm going back in with the teal and just splattering around and dabbing up. And you know, the paper's getting pretty wet because I am adding water in between this to make the fluidity a little bit more you know, watery, I guess. I know my terminology is not the most professional, but you kind of know what I'm saying. And I'm sorry about that shadow there. I'll move that in just a second. So I just keep adding the colors. It's mainly teal, pink, and yellow right now. And so I use the heat gun again, and I really like how it looked. And so I leave the background alone for a bit, and I come into my pattern paper, and this cut apart sheet's really cute. Got a bunch of different cards on it, and I want to use a couple of them as photo backs or photo mats, whatever you want to call it. And you know, when I first looked at this collection, I was not 100% sure that I was going to love it. I'm not a huge red person. I mean, I'll use it, but I don't use it a whole lot. And when I saw the red mixed in with the light teals and the pinks, I was thinking, I don't know if I'm going to like that, but I really like it. It's something different, and I like being different every now and then and going outside of my comfort zone. And so I do add red to this. Here we go. Yeah. I just kind of dove in, and I thought, well, you know, there's red throughout the collection, and it looks cute on all the embellishments and all the pattern papers with multiple colors. So I thought, I'm just going to go with it and see what happens. because at this point I really just was thinking of my background and I wasn't 100% sure, other than the layers behind my picture. I wasn't quite sure, you know, what else I was going to add. So after taking some time off and thinking, I decided that I wanted to use that little embellishment that I just flashed across the screen there. It says, "I know, right?" And it's got pink and red on it. So I pull out my worn lipstick here, and it's kind of a pinkish red color, Distress ink, and this My Favorite Things chevron, herringbone, whatever you want to call it, stencil, and just add some subtle, now it's a light red, it's more on the pink family shade there than red. It's not like fire engine red, but it is a different shade than the pink that's already on the where the paint is. And so this is not enough for me. I want to add some more yellow. So I grabbed this little sunburst stencil and my mustard seed. I love that mustard seed color. It's the greatest shade of yellow. And I just kind of add a little sunburst there. And I know it's going to peek out from behind the left side of the picture. And it goes perfectly with all the yellow that I've already got on there. So I decide I needed a little more green underneath the picture on the bottom left corner. So I add a little bit more in there. And my shirt is kind of that teal bluish color, so it kind of goes with it. And then the drink is the pinkish red color, and then there's like a little orange slice on my drink that's kind of a yellowish color. So it all blends together, and I was excited to see the picture match the collection so well. I love when that happens. So I add the metallic gelato in a little bit more, and I'm still not done. Here's where I got brave, and I thought, you know what? Let's add some red, because red is the one color that, to me, does not go with any of these soft yellows, pinks, and teals. But once it's all said and done, it looks great. You just have to kind of jump in there and say, you know what? I'm going to go for it. And it turned out pretty cool. But all the while I was doing this, I was thinking, red, oh, red, no. But I just kept working at it, and it turned out to be a neat color combination. Oh, and this is something I've never done before. I stitched in a circle. I always stitch in zigzags or straight lines or squares, things of that nature. But I thought, you know what? Let's stitch in a circle. So I got a big circle. What did I use? I think I used my paint tray. And I got a pink ink pen, and I just made some messy circles, and then I got some yellow thread in my machine and just went for it. And it turned out okay. And I think it was because they're messy circles and there's a couple of them, you know, overlapping, so you couldn't really tell if I messed up or got them crooked. And so it worked out. I was kind of proud of myself for doing that, because I've always liked the way it looked on other people's projects, but I'd never tried it. So now I can say I've tried that. So I'm going to pull out this washi tape book from the Fine and Dandy collection here and add just a little bit with it. I like that there's so many strips in the book. You know, you don't get a whole lot of each one, but to me it's enough, and it tears pretty easy because I like to tear the tape. And it worked out pretty good. I added that pink "Have fun, okay" sticker to my picture, because even though there are buildings behind me, the lighting of the picture, it just looks white and blank. It's so bright, you can't see what's back there. And to me, I didn't want to leave the picture just alone there because of that big white chunk, so I wanted to cover it up with something. So that pink sticker worked out really well. I like the way that looks. So I do use that "I know, right?" And then I cut a piece of the pink tape that says "Stay Awesome," and that chipboard piece says "Yes." You know, that's what I was thinking when I was drinking this drink, because it tasted so good. And I was like, yes, I never do this at home. Might as well do it. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right? I think that was the only drink I ever had, or I only had while I was there. I don't know. I just wanted one, and I got it, and there you go. And clearly it was during the day. I'm on the wild side there, let me tell you. Anyway, I'm going to use that camera, but I'm going to pop it up on pop dots and add some thread under it, and that's a pretty teal color thread. It matches the background perfectly. It's more of a light teal color there. And that helps to adhere my thread, the pop dots. And I also put pop dots on that piece For the bottom, there's a lot of fun little sayings in this collection. It's perfect for, you know, birthdays and celebrations and things, but I found so many things that I couldn't even fit on this page that went with what I was going for here. I decided to name it Bottoms Up because, you know, it's a drink. And so that's going to be my title. And I don't know if this was a mistake or not, but I used that reddish, orangish little banner piece there. I think it says "Let the Good Times Roll." I don't know if it's too bold or not, just going right across there, but I kept it there. I like the color of the red mixed in with the yellow and the pink. And I cut my title in pink on my cameo, and then those are some foam thickers that I've had for forever. And just so you know, if you've never colored them, the Distress ink works really, really well. I just colored those teal, and they took the paint, or not the paint, the ink really well. And I've done that a lot of times in the past, so. And you know, I like mixing up my outfits, and they stick really well, but the gesso that I use is really gritty, and with all the paint and stuff, it does affect how thickers and stickers stick, so I have to use some extra glue. And right away I wanted to use Yummy. When I saw these chipboard Yummy stickers, I was like, these match this picture perfectly. I have to use them. But I do not keep them there once I get going. You know how I always pick a piece and start with it and then wind up not even using it? I'm famous for that. I was like, no, I'm going to use these Yummy stickers. So I wind up putting them on the side there. And I don't know if that looks okay or not. I went with it. The more I looked at it, the more I was okay with it. I originally wanted to put them in as part of a title, but it just did not happen. So they stay on the side there going vertical by the picture. Now I'm coming in with my Flair, and I used 3 of them, and I'll figure out where they're going to go later. But I'm going to add in a couple more embellishments. I use Yay, and I use Stay Awesome, and I use that chipboard piece above that says "This is my fave." I had to stop myself from using several more of the pieces because they were all, you know when you're looking through, you're like, oh, this sounds good, this looks good, this goes with what I'm doing, but you're like, no, there's too much on your page as it is, back it off. I had to restrain myself. So I use the Flair to the right down there at the bottom. It's a camera, and then I use, of course, the little lemonade drink with a straw, and I do have to glue the Yummy letters down because they are overlapping, and because of the gesso, so I do glue those down just to make sure they don't go anywhere. And add a little bit of washi tape, and I do add some more thread. I wanted a darker pop of the teal color behind that banner piece, or that pennant banner, whatever you want to call it. And I have to glue that piece down. Like I said, they stick, but with the mixed media, they don't stick very well. That's my last Flair button. It's yellow and black little loopy loops, and the yellow matches perfectly, so I tuck it in there as a layering piece, and then I add in a couple more pieces. I think that little yellow piece says "Regret Nothing" or "No Regrets," something like that. And I figured I don't even really need to add lines for my journaling because there's lines on the paper, so I add a little bit down there at the bottom. And I'm pretty much wrapped up. I do add the date, and I think that's going to be it. I like the way it turned out. Like I said, I like the red. I think it turned out better than I thought it would. I was kind of nervous at first because, I think everybody kind of goes through that phase where they're thinking, oh, I think I just messed this up. But I like the addition of the red. So here are all the close-ups, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I have the link to the Etsy shop for Flair for Buttons in my description. So thanks for stopping by, and I will see you next time. Bye.